friend, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. On this channel we do wood signs, DIYs, and thrift flips. So if that's your jam, that's the kind of thing you're interested in, make sure you hit subscribe and click the bell so that you'll be notified of all future uploads. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the types of paints and stains that I like to use when I am making my wood signs. I wanted to just share some of my favorites with you guys today, but I do want to put the disclaimer out that in the crafting world, there really is no wrong answer. Really, if you find something that you really enjoy using and you like it, it's probably not wrong. And so I just want to put that out there, that maybe the items that I like to use are not going to be the same type of items that you may like to use. However, if you are new and just getting started and looking for some tips and ideas, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So first of all, the main type of paint that I use when I am painting like the backers of my signs, and usually what I do, will get all my wood cut and then do like one big mass produce of painting the background. And when I do that, then I like to use this Valspar Medallion paint and primer together. I get it in a satin finish and I make sure that I get the interior paint. If you prefer maybe a more matte finish or something like that, again, I do feel like this has a very good coverage with one coat. And I like to use a foam roller when I'm painting my signs. And then after I'm done using it for the day, I just stick it back in a Ziploc bag and seal it up, and then it'll be ready to go the next time. And then after a while, or if I forget and leave it out, then I just change these out. You very well could rinse them out every time, but I found that putting them in the Ziploc bag, and because I use them so often, it's totally fine and it seems to work out. There is also a Kills brand of paint and primer in white that works perfect for background, or just the regular Kills primer would work really well for a background. I have also picked up the Rust-Oleum chalk paint. This one has kind of an ultra matte finish, so if you're looking for that, this is a good brand of paint as well. And those are all good for background paint. Now when it comes to painting the actual sign, maybe like painting over my stencil or painting the 3D pieces that I cut out from my Glowforge, I do prefer the Waverly chalk paint, which you can get at Walmart. And usually I just grab it whenever I'm there. I stop and I grab and stock up on whatever they have, especially white. And then the other one is the Folk Art brand of chalk paint. This is another good brand of chalk paint. Both of them I think are very similar, very as far as like their drying and how they cover and that type of thing. But again, like I said, these are more for the adding colors to your sign or painting your 3D pieces. I wouldn't use those on the backs just because the back takes so much paint. So that's just something I've found. I also do like to use apple barrel paints to acrylic paints. These are not chalk paints, so they're very different in how they dry and how they look. But apple barrel is one of my favorites when it comes to acrylic paint. And then sometimes I do also like to use just regular spray paint. So I will get like the Rust-Oleum brand of spray paint. And then I've picked this up, the Rust-Oleum chalk paint. So it's very similar to this, but it's in a spray paint. And I do like the look of this, and I have found it's very fun when I am painting smaller pieces. Like I've got some ornaments that are drying currently, and so I can just lay them all out and spray them with spray paint. But I do use the regular Rust-Oleum paint too, not just the chalk paint, when it comes to painting the types of little pieces. So either of those options, that's especially helpful when you are coming to painting your Glowforge cutout pieces or your 3D wood cutout pieces if you purchase them from somewhere else. Now when it comes to stenciling, I do prefer either the Waverly chalk paint or the acrylic paint. I am not a fan of spray painting over my stencils. I just don't like that. But again, if it works for you, then more power to you, sister. Next up is the type of stains that I prefer to use. So I prefer to use Minwax, which is a premium oil-based stain, the Jacobian, if that's how you say it, I don't know. Is it Jacobian or Jacobian? Whatever, I think it's Jacobian, but it doesn't really matter. I prefer to use this. This is my go-to color when I am staining all of the wood pieces that I like to stain my frames. Sometimes I use that for backgrounds. That is my go-to stain. However, I also do like the Minwax gel stain, and the reason I like their gel stain is because it takes a lot less time to dry and it is not quite as odorous. So if you were using this in your craft area and it maybe didn't have the best ventilation, this one would be a lot better. Obviously you want to make sure you're using this in a well-ventilated area. So those are my top picks for paints and stains that I like to use when I'm making my wood signs. Again, I do encourage you guys to try things out, see what else is on the market. I am very limited in where and when I can get to places to purchase things, so I use the resources that I have, and I will put a link to all of these things on my Amazon store front if you want to check that out. I think most of them are already linked in the paint section of my Amazon storefront, but I'll make sure that I put a link to that down in the description box below. And again, if you guys like this type of content, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a little message if you have any tips or tricks or ideas other than what I've shared with you guys today. As I go through the summer of 2021, I am sharing more tips and tricks and behind the scene things with you in my wood sign making business. And so that's why I wanted to make sure I got this video out to you guys today. Once again, I hope you guys liked today's video, and if so, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I would love it if you would follow me on my other fun social media platforms, and you can find all of the projects that I sell in my shop, which is linked down below. Now, here's a couple bloopers. And then usually I like to just use a little foam roller, and after I'm done using it, I don't use the cat's tail.